Welcome to Army National Guard 3-Minute Doctrine with me, Sergeant First Class Aaron Heft. When someone talks about fighting in a trench, we automatically think of World War I and the trenches of France. But trenches are still a viable defensive tactic in modern warfare. In March of 2005, the soldiers of the Army National Guard's 617th MP Company, call sign Raven 42 Bravo, traveled down Route Anaconda when their convoy came under heavy fire. Insurgents using a ditch along the MSR's cover had laid an ambush. The fight that ensued was vicious, and when the smoke cleared, Raven 42 Bravo climbed out of the trench. 26 enemy insurgents did not. They had followed the tenets of Army doctrine, and they would live to fight another day because of it. A lot of soldiers remember their battle drills from the old FM 7-8, but today Army battle drills can be found in ATP 3-28.1. According to that manual, the standards for conducting Battle Drill 7, enter trench to secure a foothold, are: the platoon leader quickly identifies the entry point. The platoon secures the entry point, enters the trench, and secures an area large enough for the follow-on unit. The platoon maintains a sufficient fighting force to repel the enemy counterattack and continues a mission. So what are the steps to enter a trench? The first step of securing a trench is your standard react to contact. Return fire and gain fire superiority. Unit leaders can then make their report up the chain of command. On 20 March 2005, the convoy Raven 42 Bravo was escorting came under fire from a larger enemy force. Staff Sergeant 9, the squad leader, directed the squad's gun trucks to provide suppressive fire and move to the flank of the enemy's entrenched position. Once the leader determines the course of action, they select the entry point to the trench. Using a covered or concealed route, the entry team moves to the trench and eliminates any obstacles in the way. While his vehicles and squad members provided suppressive fire with their crew-served weapons, Staff Sergeant 9 and Team Leader Sergeant Hester moved through a concealed route to a berm at the edge of the trench. The unit then employs the elements of SOSRA to set the conditions for entry: suppress, obscure, secure, reduce, and assault. An assault team then makes entry to the trench. They approach your trench, employ hand grenades at the entry point, then enter the trench itself and move along the trench to the first corner or intersection. Their job is to secure a foothold for follow-on forces. Once the entire trench has been cleared, the unit secures the area for possible counterattack. Once at their entry point, Raven 42 Bravo threw their grenades and entered the trench, clearing it of enemy fighters. They then repeated this action, clearing an adjacent trench. Once both positions were cleared, Staff Sergeant 9 and Sergeant Hester reorganized the unit and provided local security at the ambush site. The 617th MP's actions secured the flank of the convoy and led to the defeat of the enemy insurgents. For their actions entering and clearing the enemy trench and ending the ambush, Staff Sergeant 9 would be awarded the Distinguished Service Cross and Sergeant Hester the Silver Star. Though conducted under intense fire and in a dynamic, changing battlefield, both leaders identified the key components of a successful assault on an entrenched enemy. Though the success of their operation was due to the tenacity of these Army National Guard soldiers, doctrine provided a base for their actions. So when you're planning your next operation, remember to reference some doctrine and draw from the experience of those who came before us.